Life is chaos by its very nature. No, wouldn't you agree? Maybe you're running a business, you have a family, a spouse, a partner, whatever it may be. Life is chaotic by its very nature, and that's okay. But if you're anything like me, you don't want chaos. You want normalcy, you want structure, you want order. If that sounds like you and that sounds like something you're interested in, I just want to let you know, for starters, that it doesn't have to be that way, and there is a way that you can get everything done and progress the needle of your life and move it forward and work towards your goals. Allow me to share the system that I built, my second brain, if you will, the system that allows me to get everything done, everything that I need to get done, in even a small amount of time. Keep watching till the end and I will show you how the whole system works in full. So if you don't know me, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Eric Rohr. I've been a wedding and event photographer for the last decade. Together with my partners and I have been running Eric Rohr Studios. So let's jump in, let me show you how everything works, and let's get started. So a few weeks back, I posted this video entitled What I Learned from 10 Years of Journaling. If you haven't checked out that video, go check it out. I'll link it up below. Consider that like part one, and this is like part two, but I would suggest going back and watching that and coming back here and watching part two. So my main hub for all of my life, that means all personal things, such as like working out, dieting, exercise, journaling, all those types of things. And then I have like my business section, social media, my CRM. All of that is on one central station. Of course, you guessed it by the title of this video, dun, da, 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 Notion. If you want to check anything out for yourself, links are in the description. You can check out our template. Okay, so allow me to break it down for you. The main structural piece of Notion that I use is something called toggle lists. Now, if you're not familiar with toggle list is basically where it allows you to type out a heading and then a subcategory, so on and so forth. I call it the matrix actually, but there are two main sections. So I have all things personal and all things business, as well as my main to-do list. Okay, so let's actually start there. Let's start at the to-do list. So at the beginning of each week, most of the time, it's usually on Saturday night, I'll sit down and I'll kind of like plan out my whole week. And what ends up happening is I'll sit down, I'll open up Notion, I'll open up my to-do list, and I kind of just do like a brain dump of everything I need to get done that week. So I always make sure I hit the gym 3 times a week. I make sure that I journal at least twice a week, make sure that I meditate twice a week, whatever it is. Any project or any to-do goes in that to-do list, and it doesn't matter if it's personal or business. The whole idea of this brain offloading session is really to just get everything down on paper and make sure that everything that's in my head and anything that I think of that I need to do is getting put on paper, and then from there it can get scheduled. And once we get it scheduled, I know that throughout the week I'm actually going to accomplish everything, and I'm moving the needle closer to my goals. As the week keeps progressing along, I'll check things off once they get done, and I'll make sure that I'm staying on track. Now, once every item on the to-do list is on the to-do list, I'll take that item on the to-do list, let's say, for example, going to the gym, and I'll take it and I'll schedule it into my Google Calendar. Believe it or not, I actually don't use the Notion calendar feature just yet. There's some little parts that I don't love. So I'll go and take those items and I'll put them on the calendar. So let's say go to the gym. I usually go to the gym from 11:15 a.m. till let's say 12:30 p.m. and I'll put it in the calendar. Once it's on my calendar, I'll come back to Notion and I'll mark it blue. This way I know that it's scheduled. And once that's done, I know that it's going to get done. So before I continue walking you through my Notion process, I just want to reiterate that the brain offloading session that is Saturday night for me is one of the most important sessions of my week. It's absolutely essential that I take everything that I've thought of over the weekend, anything that I realize that I need to address, anything I need to accomplish, I make sure that I put it down on paper. And I totally get that at this point of the video, you're probably going like, Eric, like, come on, giving up your Saturday night to go do those things. Like, I can't stress how important it is that you go into the week, ready to go and understanding where you're going, where you're heading, what you're accomplishing this week. Someone once told me, actually a good teacher of mine a while back, he told me a good day starts the night before. And I think the same thing applies to the length of the week. A good week starts the previous week, And I promise, keep watching till the end, and I promise your whole life will change once you understand how the whole system works. It really allows you to get so much done without constantly stressing about like, oh my God, I need to do this, I need to do that. Like, it's gonna be okay. Okay guys, let's finally jump in, let's get into it. Let me show you how the business section works. And again, it's really simple. You'll have the hang of it in no time. Okay, so let's open up the business section. You can actually open this up on another tab while you're watching this and I'll walk you through it. But essentially what's going on is we have the business section. Again, it's a toggle list. And if you open it up, you'll see the CRM section, you'll see the social media section, you'll even see a structure of how I structure these YouTube videos. Now within each toggle list, some of the things, something like, for example, the CRM, within the toggle list, we'll have a database. Now, if you look at that database, you'll see, let's say, client number 1, right? Obviously, I'm giving it to you blank, but you can put in the client's name. And then if you open up that specific client, you'll have sections where you can add in things like a phone number, an email address, the venue address. You can put in, a link to where the photos are stored or whatever, deliverable you're giving them. You can put a link in there. You can put in things like how much you're charging them, what your profit's going to be, what your costs are going to be. If you have any staff that you're bringing along with you, you can, okay, John is helping me on this job and Carly's helping me on that job, or whoever it is. You can put that in there. And if you move on to things like social media, you'll see there's no database there. You can add a database. And that's the beauty of Notion, really, is that you can really build it out however you want. You can have toggle lists within toggle lists. You can have databases. You can have to-do lists. There's so much to cover. Okay, so something like the social media toggle list, I won't necessarily use a database, but I'll put in, let's say, like, okay, Sarah and Michael's wedding. On Tuesday, I'm gonna post some Instagram posts, and then on Wednesday, I'm gonna use their photos as some stories, and then on Thursday, I'm gonna make a reel, and I'll just have that like written out. And yeah, and this way I can keep track of like what I'm posting or what's going to be posted if I scheduled something. And that's pretty much it for the business side of the Notion template. It's just a way I can keep track of all things business. And again, you can add whatever you like and build it out however you want, whatever pertains to your business. Okay, now moving on to the personal section, and this is kind of like how you want to lead your own personal life. But it kind of works in the same system. Like you'll have your toggle list, so it'll open up all things personal, and you can add whatever sub toggle list that you want. So I personally have the gym. I have like trying to keep track of what I eat, and I usually try to keep an online journal. Although, like I said in my previous video, I'm more of a pen and paper kind of guy. But once in a while, I'll open up the online section and I'll write stuff there. Okay, so if you've made it this far, congrats. I think you're like the top 1% of someone who actually sticks to something. But if you're like me, so I know you and I have never met. And first off, if you would like to meet or you'd like to chat, leave a comment down below in the comment section. I would love to get back to you. You can always hit me up on Instagram. That's always much appreciated. But I've been obsessed with all things journaling, productivity, trying out tons and tons of productivity apps, and just being on top of my shit all the time. And I've been obsessed with that concept for the last decade. And if it's cool with you, I want to leave you with one piece of advice. Life can be chaotic. Heck, it is chaotic. It's by definition, it's chaos. I know we all experience it. We all experience it in our own personal ways. It can be a family issue. It can be a business issue. Life is chaotic. And I just want you to know that whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is you're experiencing, whatever, hurdles you're trying to get over, like, it's going to be okay, and you will get it all done. It's going to be amazing. And you're going to look back at this moment that you're watching this video and be like, holy, you're gonna look at each other like, that was the problem I was having. Come on, that was easy as pie. The overall point that I'm making is that with Notion and with building a second brain, with building this beautiful piece of art and productivity, it really can get all done. It really can. Now, the beauty of Notion, if you've never used it, first off, I highly recommend that you check it out. Just check out Notion of itself. If you want to check out my personal template, definitely recommend it. But the beauty of Notion is that Notion can be super complicated or it can be super simple. And when it comes to Notion, everything is 100% customizable. You can make it as your own as you want it to be. It's truly insane. But the truth is that I designed my template to be as simple as possible and for a complete beginner. So if you're new to Notion and you're new to this concept of a second brain and you're new to this concept of just getting it all done, I would highly recommend you go check it out. Guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed. And if you want to check out the template, you can check it out below. Feel free to subscribe. That's always super duper helpful. We love that. And if you want to, stay tuned for future videos, you can always hit the bell icon. And guys, I will see you next time. Peace out.